Good morning friends, welcome to Raj Malhotra IAS. So guys, here we are about to start the session. The PDF for today's session has been uploaded. You can download the PDF from our Telegram group. Sufficient number of people have already joined us. Okay, so thank you Sanjukta. She has shared a really very thoughtful quote with us. She has said that knowledge is power. Thank you for empowering us. Okay, so thank you very much. Happy Guru Purnima to all. We all are Guru to ourselves. Okay, as a teacher, I have not reached the peak of my knowledge. So there are a lot of things that are to be learned from you. You can be a guru for me as well. I can be a guru for you. So happy Guru Purnima to everyone here. Okay, so we all are guru for each other. So it was a wonderful thought. Vicky Gautam Yadav, good morning. Mohit Mahi, Mohit Ajay, Pita, Vaibhav, Pooja, Aditi, Supreet, Nisar, Vivek, Devesh, good morning. Vishwajit 1 and 2, good morning. So happy Guru Purnima to all of you. So let's start the session without wasting much time. So here we have this particular quotation in front of you. Now this is the statement made by Napoleon. Okay, he says that great ambition is the passion of great character. Great ambition is the passion of great character, and the same statement UPSC had already asked. Okay, it was there in your GS paper 4. They have already asked this particular, you can say, statement. Now the point here is that having ambition in your life is not bad. If you are ambitious, not bad. Okay, if you are ambitious, it is not bad at all. But parallel to that, it is equally important that you have a great character. The ambition that you are having, if you are making an effort to achieve that particular ambition, okay, it should not be harmful to others. It should not be damaging to others. That's the point here. And the best ambition will be the one which will have some place for humanity. You have to take up the ambition which will have some place for humanity. Okay, and in that, how is that possible? When you will have a great character. Okay, your character is very important here. So here I would like to, you can say, share the words of Prime Minister Modi. Now Modi ji has mentioned multiple times Sheelam Param Bhushanam. Sheelam Param Bhushanam. Okay, that is, character is the highest virtue. Sheelam Param Bhushanam, character is the highest virtue. This is the message that your Vedas are giving to you. So this is the importance of having a great character. Vivekanand has said that ultimate aim of education should be to build character of the people. That we are teaching, we are providing education to the people. He says that the ultimate aim should be building the character. This is how character is important for us. Having ambition is one thing, but if you are following wrong methods to achieve your ambitions, you want to become rich, okay, fine. If you are using crony capitalism, wrong methods, then definitely it will be a problematic thing. So along with the ambition, your character is also very important. Okay, and those people are ambitious who truly have great character. This is the point. Your ambition should have place for everyone. It should be beneficial for the humanity. This is the point here. Okay, so one of our student, he's sharing his view. Character is the most important thing that any other thing. Exactly, absolutely right. It defines what you are. It defines what type of human being you are. That's the point here. Okay, so let's start the major component for today's analysis. So before that, let me tell you friends, so I am taking public administration. So tomorrow, that is on 14th of July, okay, at 2 p.m. At 2 p.m. we have scheduled a demo for that. So you can join that demo. You can definitely contact the institution for, you can say, link and all. We can connect. The course will be available both in offline as well as in online, you can say, mode of medium. So even if you are at your place in any part of this country, you can join, you can connect with us. That's the point here. Okay. So one more student, he's sharing the view, the day when you start to live for others, this is the day that you lived. Absolutely right. Okay, wonderful thought. So let's start the news analysis. Let's see what exactly is there for us in today's newspaper. So here we have this news, Shri Ram, the best character of human found on earth. Absolutely right. Gotabaya stuck as US reject the visa request. Okay, so these are the things that are coming up. But today I got the news that Gotabaya, he has flown to Maldives. Okay, so US to nahi ja paye, but he has gone to Maldives, and this is the situation right now. So Sri Lanka is in a mess. Okay, so today again there was news that member of parliament in Sri Lanka, they are going to choose new president. This is how things are going to be. And why this particular, you can say, why we are blaming Gotabaya first of all. See, the point is this, he made some amendments, okay, and by those amendments he gave some powers to the presidential office. So powers were given to president, and he was trying to provide governance or managing the whole thing in a centralized way. Okay, he was centralizing things in a centralized way. He was trying to handle things, and here because of that he was not listening to others. There were rational minds that were prevailing in the you can say Sri Lankan cabinet, but he was not listening to that. Okay, so that's why we are blaming him. And apart from them, if you look at the policies that he has taken, okay, so see, the point is this, we can understand reforms are important. In your country, reforms are important, okay. But those reforms should not be done, you can say, haphazardly, or you can say without any planning. So I'll tell you what he has done, what happened to the Sri Lankan economy, okay. So first of all, the major mistake that he committed, that he tried to make Sri Lanka an organic state. Okay, organic in the sense he introduced organic agriculture. He stopped the, you can say, import of chemical fertilizer. Okay, he banned the import of chemical fertilizer. Now chemical fertilizer was not available. Okay, farmers were not prepared. This is what government have taken their decision. Farmers were not prepared at all. They were not ready to take on this thing. Okay. And alternatives were not provided. So if you are planning something, it is important that you provide some alternative, some solution to those particular steps that you are taking, because things are going to be problematic. He didn't, you can say, look after that. He didn't provide any alternative, and result was that productivity went down. Productivity was down. Now if you look into the Sri Lankan economy, it is primarily agrarian economy. Okay, like in India, major population is dependent on agriculture. There also same scenario is there. Along with that, the overall economic environment that you see, okay, now what were the other sources of revenue for the government? One of the source was tourism, but due to corona, tourism was impacted. People were not traveling. Okay, it means that this source of revenue was also not working for the Sri Lankan government. Along with that, due to corona, their expenditure on health increased. Okay, health expenditure increased. It means that you have to, you can say, give more money, spend more money on the health. Other areas will be neglected. This is what has happened, and in the whole activity, the Sri Lankan government became bankrupt. They didn't have money to run their economy. They didn't have money to pay salaries of the officials that are there. Along with that, these things were happening in Sri Lanka. Then came Ukraine-Russia war, and fuel prices also increased. They zoomed. So the problem for the Sri Lankan economy was that they had to import food, as their food security was also impacted, their energy security was also impacted, but their government was having no money. And the result of all these developments were that the value of Sri Lankan currency, that is Sri Lankan rupee, it depreciated. It means that the cost of import further increased. The value of your currency is going down. Imports are going to become costlier. So all these problems were existing in the Sri Lankan system, and that led to this particular creation. Means the way things were handled, it was quite poor. People were having no trust on the political class. Okay, people were having no, you can say, trust on the political establishment that is there in Sri Lanka. This is the reason why people are on street, and their political class, they are fleeing the country. Right now they don't have any solution to this problem. They are trying their level best to somehow manage it, but in the near future things are going to be difficult. Okay, India as a neighbor country, we are helping them out. We already have our policy, that is neighborhood first policy. Okay, so as we have neighborhood first policy, we are helping the Sri Lankans right now. We should continue our help. That's the point here. Okay, I have told you multiple times, when you talk about India's foreign policy, India's foreign policy is guided by the human values. We are having people centric foreign policy. We understand that Sri Lankan people, they are in problem, and we are providing assistance to them because we are guided by these particular values. That's the point here. Okay, that's the point here. So this is what you have to understand. Now we'll move to the other news. So here we have this thing related to your science and technology. Okay, so I'll just look into that. What exactly is this? Okay, so this particular picture, as you can see on the screen, this picture has been taken by Webb Space Telescope. Okay, James Webb Space Telescope, and NASA is operating that. Okay, now it is showing few things. Basically, this whole thing is about Carina Nebula. Nebula is the region, basically it's a cloudy region, okay, which has helium, hydrogen as gases, and these regions are known for the star creations. Stars are formed in the region called nebula. That's the point here. So this particular image, as you can see on the screen, this image is of Carina Nebula, and they are trying to explain how stars are being formed. Okay, so this is how things are. This picture has been taken by the James Webb Space Telescope operated by NASA. Now in this particular region, there is a cliff called Cosmic Cliff, and basically it is full of gases. The location, it is nearly 7,600 light years away. Okay, 7,600 light years away from Earth. This is the distance that is there. It means that light is going to take 7,600 years to reach to the Earth. Okay, this is what it means. So it is quite distant in the space, but this shows the ability that we have, that we are now trying to analyze things in a far space. That is, you can say, deep space explorations are being looked into. Okay, so this is the development. Definitely you can add the factual things for your prelims. Okay, prelims के लिए थोड़ा add कर लेना. Even if you are preparing for non-UPSC exam, since it is in news, you should know that what exactly is this about and all the detail. Now we'll move to the next news item. So next news is related to a particular issue that has erupted. Ministry takes up the transgender pilots case. Okay, so basically DGCA, that is your Directorate General of Civil Aviation, they deny commercial pilot license to a transgender candidate. Okay, and this is discriminatory. This is discriminatory. So now the matter is with the ministry, they are looking into this. Okay, so just on the basis of someone's gender, they are deciding that the license should not be given to that person, and this is how it is a violation of right to equality. Okay, so if others are getting the license, why can't Adam Harry he get the license? That's the problem here. Okay, so we know few things. Now this is related to the evolution of the society. Why I am saying this? Okay, so if you remember, there is Nalsa judgment. Nalsa judgment, in that Supreme Court recognized that there should be a recognition of third gender. Okay, and wherever discrimination is there, the discrimination should be reduced, or discrimination against third gender, transgender should be eliminated. This is what Supreme Court has said in that Nalsa judgment. Here again they are looking into this. Okay, that if he is capable, like if Adam Harry can operate a plane, why can't license be issued to that person? That's the point here. And in this way, it violates the Transgender Person Protection of Rights Act 2019. So legally we have made the arrangement, but the problem is implementation in this country. Problem is about sensitivity, whether your officials are sensitive enough to understand these problems, to deal with these type of issues that are there. And when we talk about development and other things, is it possible that India will become a prosperous country without having this inclusive development, that you have a space for everyone? So in this way, somehow the present, you can say, the issue has been a discriminatory practice. Okay, that you are denying someone license and you are terminating someone's employment just on the basis of gender. It is not acceptable. Okay, definitely the court will look into it. Court has already said that. Ministry has also looking into it. Ministry is also looking into it, and they are saying that we will come out with some, you can say, solution to this particular problem. Okay, so this is how things are. This is how things are. So we'll move to the next part, and here in the next part we will be, you can say, looking into the editorial section, and we will be touching upon some editorials here. Okay, so let's start it. Let's see what exactly is there for us. Now here we have this editorial. So it is saying a new judicial device for complete justice. Okay, so this particular, you can say, editorial is basically related to the arrest of Mohammed Zubair, who was a co-founder of Alt News. But this editorial is touching upon the other aspect of justice that is being delivered in India. Okay, that thing has been explored. Now what has happened here, bail has not been given to that person yet. Okay, and that's why this particular editorial has been written here. So we'll try to figure it out, what exactly does it say. Okay, so they said that at present it appears the courts in your country, they are not able to defend the individual liberty. Okay, that collectively these courts may be able to provide some solutions to multiple problems that are existing, but if you see, when you talk about individual liberty, they may not be able to provide or protect the individual liberty. This is what they are talking about. This is what they are talking about. Okay, but is it right? Now here we have this particular whole issue. The case was registered under section 295A, and later on section 153A was also added to that. Primarily both sections are related to the insulting religion and promoting religious enmity. Okay, it was related to that, and this is how right now cases were registered. So the gentleman is saying that primarily no case is there, and government is basically doing this activity to curb the dissent, to crush the dissent. Yes, we do recognize this thing. Politicians in this country, they use tools like this arrest and others to, you can say, humiliate someone, to harass someone, so that dissent can be curtailed, so that person should not end up in criticism of the government. Okay, and specifically the journalists, they are among the prime targets. Okay, so ऐसा होता है. Now here they are saying that the major challenge before judiciary is whether judiciary is truly able to protect someone's liberty. That's a major challenge. Judiciary have wide power of judicial review here in this country. Okay, they can review the actions taken up by the, you can say, government, the laws that are you can say passed by the legislature. They can look into that. Okay, other thing is that like they also have the jurisdiction to issue writs under Article 32 of the Constitution. Okay, and along with this, along with the powers that judiciary has under different provisions, judiciary has the most significant power, that is under Article 142, which provides that judiciary can take some extra step, some special step for doing the complete justice. For doing the complete justice. But here we are seeing that the person is not getting a bail. It means that the complete justice is somehow missing. Even if prima facie no major, you can say, charges have been you can say proven, and still court is not recognizing it. That's the point here. So here the problem in India is that multiple FIRs are filed in multiple areas. And in this way, this is the unorthodox ideas that your politicians are going to use to systematically curb the dissent. So an individual, he may have to appear in multiple courts. So this is what is happening here. The case has not been filed in one, you can say, jurisdiction. It has been filed in multiple jurisdictions. FIRs have been filed in multiple jurisdictions. That's bit problematic. That's bit problematic. And it shows that instead of rule of law, we are being governed by rule by law. Rule by law means your politicians are using the legal arrangements, legal tools to somehow maintain their power, to somehow, you can say, control the people of that country. This is what it means by rule by law. Rule of law means there is due process that you will be following. Things will be as per the written system. Letter and spirit of the law will also be looked into. Okay, not just the text, whether spirit is there or not, whether it is doing justice or not. This is what is rule of law is. But when you talk about rule by law, it means that politicians are using the legal arrangements, the positions that they are holding, to curb the dissent, to stop the people from criticizing the government. That's the point here. And here it is problematic. And here it is being observed that judiciary is silent. Judiciary is not able to stop these activities. A particular action may be legally right, but may not be ethically right. That's the point here. This is the challenge that your court is facing. And right now in this country, deconstitutionalization is going on. Means political class, they are trying to provide the governance which is not as per the constitution of this country, which is not as per the constitutional values that we have here. Those values are being undermined somehow. There are multiple events like that. Now in democracy, dissent is important, and if the government is somehow curbing the dissent, then it means that you are not following the constitutional values, you are violating someone's fundamental right, and this is the process of deconstitutionalization. So here for this particular, you can say, these matters, we have example from Colombia and Brazil. Now they have developed a system. Okay, they have said that all these matters which are indulged in deconstitutionalization, which are unconstitutional state of affairs, where it has been observed that the government is doing some high-handedness, they are curbing the liberty of individuals, those things are to be treated separately, and they are to be taken up by special court. That's the point here. So that we can assure quick justice. Otherwise, there is going to be a harassment. There is going to be a harassment. That harassment should not be there. That's the point here. So here, if you see at present, Indian court is competent enough. They are quite powerful, you can say, court considered in the whole world, Indian Supreme Court. They have special, you can say, power under Article 142 to do the complete justice. So here as well, in this case, judiciary should exercise this power. This is what this editorial is pointing out. There is a scope for use of Article 142. That's the suggestion that is being told here. So we'll move to the next part. Now, next part is related to the another important topic here, very important topic, that is related to the unemployment. Okay. So you must be knowing this part, that Modi ji has made an announcement that they will be working to, you can say, create 10 lakh or to recruit 10 lakh people in another 18 months. Okay. Now, the point is this, if you look into the total vacancies that are there, nearly 40 lakh vacancies are there in this country. 40 lakh vacancies. Okay, 40 lakh is the sanctioned post. And it is just talking about the, you can say, central government. So, state governments are missing, but somehow in totality, these much vacancies are there. Now, but the government is promising only 10 lakh. What about others? So it is going to be a futile exercise. We have to do many more efforts to somehow deal with the problem of unemployment in this country. It won't be easy thing. It won't be easy. So here the thing is like this. So government has promised that 10 lakh jobs will be created in another 18 months. Okay. So we can understand that. And present the thing is like this. About out of 40 lakh sanctioned posts, 22% posts are lying vacant. Now, when you don't have human resource, it means that efficiency of the government machinery is not there. Efficiency of administration will go down, and this is what is happening right now. Now, if the administrative efficiency is not there, it will have impact in all other areas. You talk about your economy, that will also be impacted. You talk about governance, that will also be impacted. So if you have inefficient administration, other areas cannot function properly. This is the outcome that we are going to have. So if you look into this, nearly there are 8.72 lakh vacant posts that are there. Okay, and this data has been released by Ministry of State in, you can say, Minister of State in Personnel and Public Grievance only. Okay, he has mentioned it in Rajya Sabha. There are other positions that are there in public sector banks. In totality, the number may touch up 30 lakh posts. Okay, this is the vacancy that is there. And the 30 lakh is the number, and this doesn't include the vacancies that are there in the state government. State governments are operating separately. So, this is how things are. And this is how at present we are facing shortage of staff, but no one is talking about it. Because when you don't have human resource, definitely inefficiency will be there. How will you provide governance? But the point is this, no one is talking about it. Other thing is that, look at the quality of jobs that we have here in this country. Okay, so at present, if you see, as per the current trend, contract workers are increasing. Contract workers, they are increasing. The share has been increasing. This is how things are. So at present, there are nearly 24 lakh contract workers that are working with the government. Then you have honorary workers such as Anganwadi workers and Asha workers. They don't get adequate salary. Their salary is low. They are not entitled to decent work condition, including the minimum package of social security. They may not have the social security. So if this is the quality of the job that we will be creating, what's the point? Are we seriously helping the youth of this country? Certainly not. We have to improve the quality of jobs. Whatever jobs government is trying to come up with, adequate wages should be there. Wages are important. You need to increase the wages. That's the point here. You need to increase the wages. Now, more jobs are required. If you look into the total labor force in this country, the number is nearly 43 crore. And at present, labor force participation is 42%. Okay. Unemployment rate of youth is nearly 20% at present. This is alarming. So you already have a backlog of nearly 3 crore unemployed people, and annually 50 to 70 lakh workers are added to this particular workforce. Creating 10 lakh jobs in 18 months is just, you can say it's nothing, it's quite little. The requirement is huge in this country. It is important to note that the performance of the private sector in creating employment opportunities have remained dismal. The private sector is not, you can say, not able to handle the present problems that are there. It is struggling. It is struggling. These are the problems that are existing. Now, with just 10 lakh jobs, are we able to solve this problem? That's the point. So your government have to come up in make an effort in a mission mode. You have to address the urban unemployment that is there. Okay. So majorly we know that industrial units, they are not picking up, and because of that urban unemployment might increase. Corona impact might also be seen at present. Global economy is also hit. All these problems are existing right now. So it is really important that for urban areas we can come out with some scheme like MG Narega. Narega जैसी कोई scheme आ जाए urban area के लिए. This is what we can do. You have to create more employment within the government. Wherever vacancies are there, you try to fill those vacancies on time. Okay. State, you can say exams should be conducted on time. We know that problem is there at the state level. Recruitments are not taking place on time. People are retiring, posts are lying vacant. How can we sustain in that system? That's the point here. We have to work upon improving the health and nutrition of the people of this country. You have to provide them skills, education, so that more opportunities should be there for them. All these things are important right now. Then you have to address, you have to look into the demands of MSME sector, because MSME is one of the major employers. You have to facilitate them. Informal sectors that are there, you have to facilitate them. You have to provide them with the technological help so that their productivity can be increased. All these things are to be done, including the urban employment facilities. We have to facilitate that for the urban youth. Otherwise, your demographic dividend, okay, so demographic dividend, it may turn into demographic disaster. The same youth which is demanding jobs may get alienated from the government. The masses can alienate from the government. And then it is going to be a major challenge. This is how things are. So we'll move to the next editorial, which is touching upon another important topic that is related to the municipal finances. Okay. See, you need to understand, let me tell you the chronology. Chronology in the sense, after independence, okay. After independence, Nehru, like, he made too much effort for rural areas. Gandhi was also focusing on rural areas. Okay, he also said that panchayat karo, ye karo, wo karo. The decisions that your government took, they were primarily for the rural areas. The problem was that in that urban governance and urban development, was neglected. Somehow it was neglected. This is what has happened after independence. As it was neglected, later on at present, it is still in a bad shape. Though we had introduced 74th Constitution Amendment Act, but still it is in a bad shape due to multiple reasons. And one of the reason is this, that it doesn't have funds. So if you look into the findings of Second Administrative Reform Commission, it says that in your urban governance and in local governance, there is a 3F problem. That funds are not available, functions are not given to these bodies, and functionaries are also not available. Functionaries in the sense there is shortage of staff, you don't have experts in these departments, municipal departments. Adequate functions are not given to the municipal corporation to carry on the governance activity. Everything is handled by the state government. Funds are not released. So all these problems are existing, and this editorial is primarily touching upon the funding part. That urban local bodies, they face the fund crunch, and prime reasons are fiscal deficit is going on right now. The government, their revenue sources are draining. Global economy is down. Okay, inflation is going on. Government's expenditure is also increasing because of the corona and other thing. Their expenditure have also increased. This is the overall environment that is there. And because you don't have adequate tax collection, definitely the dispersal to the different institutions, including the local bodies, it will not be there. It will not be there. That's the point here. And other point is this, that whenever you talk about health of municipal finances, majorly it has always been in mess. There are some examples like Surat Municipal Corporation, okay, which have issued something called municipal bond for revenue or money. They are running some few things, but these are exceptions. It is not there everywhere. And in totality, if you see multiple, you can say these particular local bodies, they are in mess. We did provide 74th Amendment Act, devolution of power was given, but still things are controlled by the state government. Still things are controlled by the state government. And along with that, revenue losses were further there because of the introduction of GST. Before the introduction of GST, in some of the municipal corporations, there used to be some local taxes, like say octroi. So in Mumbai, there used to be an octroi tax, that is 4.5% was the rate. But after GST, everything has gone. This is also contributing to loss of revenue for the local bodies. That's the problematic part here. Along with this, party politics is also there. Now, when you talk about source of revenue for urban local body, one of the source is the property tax. But we have seen multiple times your government, state government, they are deferring the collection of property tax due to the electoral requirements. इलेक्शंस आ जाते हैं, प्रॉपर्टी टैक्स कलेक्शन फिर नहीं होता. So key revenue sources for local bodies are some taxes are there, fees, fines, charges, money is transferred from the state and the central government. Okay, these transfers are also there, intergovernmental transfer. But till the time these local bodies, they are not standing on their own feet, you cannot expect them to function properly. And other point is this, if you look into the present GDP, now urban centers are contributing to the GDP. Major contribution in your GDP is coming from the urban centers, and if we are not, you can say, developing the urban centers, then definitely their contribution may go down. The further economic growth of your country will be impacted. So presently, for the comprehensive, you can say, growth of your economy, we need to have this arrangement. That's the point. So those cities which are having their own revenue arrangement, they are self-sustaining. Surat is an example, Pune is an example, they are self-sustaining, they are functioning fine. But this is not the case everywhere. So they lack the revenue buoyancy. They are not able to expand their tax base. So we have to look for some innovative solutions so that these local bodies, they can expand their tax base. That's the requirement right now. Without that, I'm sorry to say, they will not be able to reach out to their goal and provide governance to the people of that city. That will be majorly impacted. So here some of the effort have to be made by the state government, that you deal with the 3F problem. That's the point. Over dependence on government grants. This is not the right way. This is not the right way. At present, they are working, they are functional because 40% of their total revenue is coming from the grants by state and the central government. We have to reduce that dependency, and you have to make sure that your local bodies, they are self-sustaining. That's the point here. Operations and maintenance expenses, over the time it will increase. Revenue is not picking up, the expenditure is increasing. So it is required that you reduce the wastage that is there. Wherever you will find the wastage, reduce that. That's the requirement right now. So all these suggestions are there, okay, for say improving the financial health of urban local bodies. Now UPSC already had asked a question on rural local bodies, Panchayati Raj, their finances. So this is the important area. So today we have this explainer, they are talking about slow wheel of justice. Okay, so you should know this thing, justice delayed is justice denied. Okay. And we know one other fact, that in India nearly 3 crore cases are pending. That's the, you can say, poor state of justice in India. So there are multiple reasons because of that why justice is a casualty in this country. One thing is that major cases are pending, okay, delays are there. Sometimes investigation is poor, sometimes you can say lawyers, they are, you can say, trying to delay the judgment. Tariq pe Tariq, Sunny Deol movie, Damini movie. That's the problem here. State-wise variation is there, cases are piling up, you have shortage of judges, and it is there from your, you can say, right from your local district court or session court to your high court. Judges are overburdened, vacancies are there. Even if the judiciary is suggesting vacancies on time, appointments are delayed. Your government may delay the appointment. That's a challenge. Then you have another problem, that overcrowded prisons are there. The number of under trials are huge. These are the individuals who are behind the bars just because they don't have the money to pay their bail bond. This is also increasing pressure on the litigation. So we have to improve all these things. So other explainer today is about the mediation bill. Okay. So it is pointing out that this bill recognizes mediation as a need of an hour, that at present we have to carry out mediation. Your existing court system is overburdened, 3 crore cases. So mediation is explored as a better solution. Okay. So in this bill, there is a provision that a council will be created that is going to facilitate, that is going to, you can say, regulate the mediation activity in this country. And that council will have a retired senior judge, a person with experience of alternative dispute resolution, and an academic who has taught ADR. Along with this bill is going to have pre-litigation mediation compulsory. and there lies the problem. So panel is saying that it may further delay the judgment. As people who already want to delay the judgment, they will use this as another level. So now you have a three-tier system: local court, so high court, supreme court. It will be another, you can say, tier that will be there. So people may use it for to further delay the, you can say, judgment. That's the challenge here. So bill is required because it is recognizing mediation as a tool. Yes, from this angle it is right move, because mediation provides you the quick solution, early judgment. It is not guided by the strict legal arrangement that is there. There can be some flexibility, there can be some innovation to find the solution. That's the point here. The bill also acknowledges the importance of institutes to train mediators, service providers. All these things are being looked into. And along with that, bypassing the mediation at the first stage, the option is still there. But it is expected that they will be following the pre-litigation mediation activity. Other thing is that this bill would make India a hub for international mediation, for commercial disputes. This is also be a good source of revenue. इससे भी पैसा आएगा. That's the point here. Then they are saying that okay, there is a long list of disputes which should not be mediated. Now this is what can create a confusion. This list should be very small. That's the point. All these points are discussed here. Okay. Other than that, there is nothing much. Here on this page as well, there is nothing much. कुछ खास नहीं है. Okay. Then we'll directly move to the next page. Government has no new data on child labor. Now this is problematic because you don't know ground reality. How will you make your policies? Even if those policies are being made, will it be effective? All these questions are there. Okay, these are problems that are there. Other than that, there is nothing much. कुछ खास नहीं है यहाँ पे. Okay. So here we are on international page. Sri Lankan MPs to elect new president. It is there in the news. Okay. Other than that, now US drone strike kills Islamic State Syria chief. Okay. UK troops shot down unarmed Afghans, and these particular acts were never reported. This is what BBC is saying. So there were nearly 52 people who were killed by UK forces. So it was said that these things were not reported, whether there was due process of law followed or not. They were shot as a blind, cold-blooded murder. So it was a cold-blooded murder that was carried out by UK forces. This is how things are. Then industrial output jumps at 19.6%. It means that in future we are on a positive path. Okay, things are going to improve. That's the point here. Then impact of inflation on India's poor negligible. This is what Nirmala Sitharaman is saying. So all these news items are there. So that's it for the day then. Thank you very much.